is a process where two or more crops are grown simultaneously, but they are not grown in a systematic row pattern. The examples are wheat plus gram or wheat plus mustard, etc. And this reduces the risk of even one crop fails, the other may give us a good yield, so that the farmer will be at safer side and monetary benefit. Coming to intercropping, it is also growing two or more crops simultaneously, but the crops are grown in a definite row pattern. That is, 1 to 3 rows will be a particular crop and 4 to 6 rows will be a particular crop, and the crops that are selected will be selected in such a way they require a different nutrient requirement, so that the competition for the nutrients will not be there, and the maximum amount of nutrients supplied through manure and fertilizer will be utilized, so that the success rate of all the crops will be high. At the same time, the disease that is affecting one crop will not cause the disease in the other crop. So the major difference between mixed cropping and intercropping is, in mixed cropping there is no definite pattern of rows, and it is undertaken to reduce the chance of crop failure, and mixed cropping cannot be done separately for crops. Seeds are mixed up before sowing, that is, the seeds are mixed and then they are sown, so that we cannot get a definite pattern of crops. Then application of fertilizer and spraying of pesticides for separate crop is not possible. Coming to intercropping, crops are grown in definite patterns of rows like 1:1 and 1:2 or 1:3. That is, one row of particular type of crop and two rows of another type of crop and third row of another type of crop. It is undertaken to enhance the production of crop per unit area. And in intercropping, crops can be harvested as well as threshed separately, and seeds are not mixed before sowing. As per the need of individual crop, fertilizers as well as pesticides can be applied easily. Coming to the third method of growing pattern is crop rotation, which where different types of crops are grown alternatively in the same field after each harvest. So that how the crops will be selected is, for example, if I'm going to sow a rice crop in a field, and this rice will consume more amount of nitrogen, so after harvesting rice I will prefer to grow leguminous crops, so that due to the presence of rhizobium bacteria, these leguminous plants will restore the nitrogen content to the soil. In this way of selecting different types of crop and sowing them and harvesting them alternatively in the same field in a proper planned way is called as crop rotation. Now coming to crop protection management. So as of now we have discussed about how to increase the yield and how to maintain the nutrient requirement in the soil and water requirement. Now once the crops have been harvested and once the crops are growing, we have to make sure that it is being protected from various threats, and that is called as crop protection management. Crop in the field are damaged by weeds, insects, pests and diseases. Weeds are nothing but the plants which grow in the field along with the main crops, but which are not wanted by us, but they compete for the nutrients along with the main crops, and hence these weeds have to be removed, and this can be done either manually with a sickle or can be removed by applying chemicals, and the process of removing weed is called as weeding. And the examples of most commonly found weeds are xanthium, paranthemum, etc. And as I told, they compete with the crop for food, space and sunlight, and use the nutrients available in the soil, and so they reduce the crop yield. So these weeds have to be removed, and the process of removing the weed is called as weeding. And there are several insects and pests which affects the growth of the crop, and hence these pests and insects can also be uh, prohibited from growing by applying insecticides, pesticides, and the crops can be protected from the fungal growth by applying fungicides. But these chemicals are harmful to human also, and hence when we get anything from the field, we have to make sure that we are washing and cleaning it thoroughly before consuming it. Coming to storage of grains, once the crops have been harvested, they have to be dried completely in order to remove the moisture content, because the moisture content will allow the growth of fungus and other microorganisms in them. And the large amount of grains can be stored in a large container called silos, whereas if the grains are going to be stored in a godown, there should be certain precautionary measures which has to be taken in order to make sure that the godowns are clean and sterile, and then only the crops can be stored, so that it can be stored for a longer period of time. Thank you, students.